So welcome and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us. We're very, very excited to share the new progress. I know I've been in touch with some of the volunteers over the last few months and kind of sharing what's to come. And now that those components are live, and I'm very excited to be sharing it with you and reviving the program. But to get started, and for folks that are new to the GoHere program, I'm just going to set the stage on where we are and where we're going, and the role of a GoHere ambassador and what that is comprised of. I also wanted to take the opportunity to introduce Helena. Helena is a co-op student from the University of Toronto Masters of Health Informatics program, and we're very fortunate to have her join us and support in the role of coordination. And so as I get into the orientation, I will definitely speak about her role in a little bit more detail. But Helena, if you want to say hello and introduce yourself, I'll let you do that and then we can get started.
Yeah, so hi everyone, nice to meet you. Yeah, as CM said, I'm almost finishing my master's in the Health Informatics program at U of T in the School of Public Health, and that's been a really great opportunity to understand more about Canadian health policy and health systems combined with health information technology and digital health solutions to improve equitable access to healthcare. So I'm really excited to be in this role to help leverage new digital health solutions to improve symptom management for people with Crohn's and colitis, and ultimately improving daily living and working with you guys and a bunch of other stakeholders. So yeah, really looking forward to the next 4 months in this role.
Thanks. So kicking off the orientation session, we'll get right into it. We're going to be going through the GoHere program for any folks that's new. Also, I want to take the opportunity to just let folks know that if they have any questions along the way, feel free to stop me at any time. This is an open discussion, and I'm really looking for feedback as well in terms of the resource hub and the new documents and program changes that we've made. Of course, we're going to go through the decals, the mobile app, our strategic goals, and then a walk through our virtual hub, as well as what your role is comprised of and the tools and technologies available to you. So the GoHere program. What is it? Really, I think what I love about the GoHere program is that it's quite simple. A program that encourages businesses to open up their bathrooms. You may have seen several articles in the last few months, especially in the last 6 months. I would say we've released 6 articles with a lot of media attention around the cause and around the need. And it was nice to kind of see that traction, given that we're in a pandemic. There are components to the program that include decals, letters of support, as well as a mobile app. So we'll walk you through that as well. In terms of the decals, I'm not sure how familiar folks are with the decals, but the decals are at our Toronto location. And I will walk you through as well how to order those decals so that the businesses that you do register onto the app have access to those decals. They're mailed out. There's been quite a bit of changes again because of the pandemic, but we're primarily mailing them out through our Toronto location. And so that coordination of the mailing out will be through our GoHere@crohnsandcolitis.ca email. And so definitely going to be walking you through that process. And so businesses are free to put up those decals on their front of their stores. And we do have them available in French and English. So just a little bit of changes in terms of ordering and how they get mailed out. In terms of the app, we've gone and done a few updates into the app, considering that we're still in a lockdown and have been going through the roller coaster ride of the pandemic that we're in. And so we've added a COVID-19 alert into the app in addition to um, the technology that we're using to plan routes. In that component of the app, you will see an alert. So it's a COVID-19 alert that just indicates to our users that while you're planning your route, be mindful of closures, potential closures, or changes in hours, and that there's no real guarantee that a business is open at this time. In hopes that this will be our last lockdown, we're hoping that things will stabilize a little bit and we can probably give a better guarantee in terms of washrooms that are available for folks that are planning their route. We had great traction in the past prior to our lockdowns and a lot of wonderful feedback using the feature of planning their daily routes. So we're really hoping to kind of bring back some of that momentum once we get into the summer months. In addition to that, to the COVID-19 alert, we've also added a user tracking component into the app. So now folks can, if by request from our digital health program, have better understanding of where our users are spending most of their, where are they planning most of their routes, and what are the most frequent washrooms that are being visited. And so we're excited to kind of have a little bit more metrics and user engagement type of measures this year as well. The app is available on an iPhone, on Android, and as well as a BlackBerry touchscreen. Again, just to highlight that we use Google Maps interface and geo mapping type of technology. So what folks do see on the app are hours of operation. So when you are registering a business, it's important for the business to be mindful of including their hours of operation. If they would like to include their website, that can also be included into the app, and as well as directional information. In addition to that, there is a process that takes place, but I do speak about this in a little bit more detail later, in terms of how we go about uploading the app. And so I'll walk you through that momentarily. So before I get into the actual role, I did feel like it was important to speak about our past and really the ambassadors that played a role since the launch of the app a few years ago got us to this point. And so I really want to thank and recognize our volunteers. If it wasn't for our volunteers, this map would not be where it is today. So you'll see that many of the businesses that are open, a large component of these businesses are in the provinces of British Columbia and Alberta, 37%, Ontario with 25%, and you'll see even in Northwest Territories, we have a few government buildings there available. The Atlantic, Quebec, and Ontario. I've received many requests from volunteers from Quebec in the last little while as well, trying to revive the program and re-engage and advocate on behalf of the GoHere program. So it's nice to kind of see that as well. And so in terms of our strategic goals, and again, being mindful, we are in a pandemic, and that things may change over the next few months as we start to see changes with policies, but we would want to continue advocating for more available washroom access. You'll see some of those advocacy initiatives, as I mentioned before, in the articles that have been released in the last 6 months. There has been 3 news articles, as well as some of the engagement activities that our volunteers have been participating in. We want to maintain an average of 500 downloads through marketing and promotion. We want to establish a national GoHere corporate partnership. These items were discussed in the past prior to COVID-19. And now we're just in the phase of working with the LGO team and bringing some of these components back and moving forward. They have been affected obviously by the pandemic, but as we're rolling into the summer months, we'll be relaunching the corporate partnership piece as well. As I mentioned, measuring user impact and business supporter satisfaction. We have added that component into the app, so it's going to be a nice measure. If at any time you would like to see some of those metrics or those reports, feel free again to email us at gohere@crohnsandcolitis.ca, and we can definitely send supporting documents or answer any inquiries that may be helpful as you're advocating for the GoHere program. And then lastly, enhancing the GoHere Washroom Locator app. So we are planning to make a few enhancements in the next few months as well. And they're really a reflection of the feedback we've been receiving from our users. As those enhancements do launch, we'll share them with our community, of course. So look out for any updates from us in the near future. So switch gears here to the virtual hub walkthrough. All right, so let's get into it. Right on the Crohn's and Colitis page, if you haven't already checked it out, we do have under support for you, the GoHere Washroom Access Program. On the website, if you go at crohnsandcolitis.ca, under the support for you, you'll see the MyGut app, and underneath that is the GoHere Washroom Access Program. So by clicking on that, it takes you directly to our GoHere page. Definitely feel free, if this page is useful for you while you're touching base with businesses, to open it up as you see fit. I often include it in my emails, so feel free to use it as you see fit in your emails as well. That there's a wonderful video here that I've also included into our script, and a brief description of the program and the components of the program on the first page. If you look at the right-hand side, and there's a list of items under the Washroom Access Program. The first item is registration. So if this is specifically for businesses, so let's say you're out there or a business says, yes, I would like to join, you can definitely include this link in the email, and they can join online. So they would just fill out the registration form here. And it includes the components that I listed earlier, and submit, and that will go to our email, and we would then upload the business. So that can be a direct registration, and it's probably preferable considering that we're virtual for the time being. The next component is around the Washroom Locator app, and this is just a brief description about the app. And the different versions that it lists the different versions of the app, and they can download it directly here, the app from the website. It also has the contact information there as well. And then here we have the access card. So folks, just to confirm, if folks have Crohn's or colitis, they are given a virtual access card. And again, they can register by clicking here for the access card, and they'll have a virtual access card available to them. And this is for our users. So lastly is the GoHere resources, and that's what's new to the program. And really, this was created since we've gone virtual. We found that it would be quite important to kind of keep things moving along and also have information easily accessible to you. So in this section of the resource hub, we do have a GoHere information sheet available in English and French. We have the GoHere poster available in English and French, and we have something called a GoHere registration tracking form. So I'm just going to click on the GoHere information sheet. And again, this might be a document that is familiar to you if you have been an ambassador in the past, but it was highly recommended from my volunteers as a very useful document. It's a brief 2-pager document that you can share as an attachment, or if you are in person visiting the business, briefly describes what Crohn's and colitis is, briefly describes the organization, the issue in the first page. In the second page, it just goes through the different components of the program, including the decals, the GoHere app, and the access card. And that's, summarizes in a nutshell what the program is. And then, of course, it highlights the link and provides that information. This is also available in French. The next sheet is the poster. This one is just a washroom. This was a one-pager, and this was asked for, again, from our volunteers and highly recommended. We've seen a lot of businesses actually use this poster and stick it inside their businesses just to show that they are supporters, in addition to the decals, as it gives a little bit more information about what the program is, reflecting the decals posted on their business. And then the GoHere registration tracking form, and this will come up a little bit later too. This includes, so this will be your tracking form. So as you're out there listing your businesses, we would love for you to include all these items, that it also reflects the same items that are on the registration form, the virtual one that I showed a little bit earlier. But what it doesn't track in the virtual forum is the reason for not joining. And so if there is a business that maybe at the time, because of the pandemic, or because they're closed, they're not ready to join, it's important that we track that so that we can go back maybe to that business at a later time, or touch base at a later time that they may have suggested as well to touch base with. It just gives us that ability to track who we've touched base with, who we haven't, and maybe an opportunity for going back. So I'll go through this in the next slides as well, but we do plan on actually making this completely virtual, so it doesn't have to be something you print out and then provide to your DC. In the next few months, we'll probably also have a section where you can start tracking this online. The training video will be available in the next few days as well. So it will be this particular video that I am providing today. What you won't see in the virtual hub is the support letter. And so I'll touch on that and how you can access that letter as well. I'm going to stop here to see if there's any questions before I switch over to the ambassador role.
I was just wondering if businesses were supposed to register themselves on the website, or if it was okay for volunteers to register them, and which one would you, as working on it, the administrative side, prefer?
Okay, excellent question. So in the ambassador role, you have two options, and really we've given that bit of a flexibility because of two reasons. Being that we're virtual, I would imagine a virtual registration being the easiest way to go about it. So in the script that we're providing to you, we promote a registration online. However, if you do go out in person eventually, sometimes I've heard back from volunteers that they prefer touching base with us, the digital health team, so emailing us directly with the details of the business. So given that we're in a virtual climate right now, we're recommending using the registration link. But if you are in person and you find it easier to get that information and email it to us, we're leaving that option open as well. So the GoHere ambassador role. We'll just go over the role and now get into the details of how to move forward. Really, your role is acting as a local champion, promoting the GoHere program, reaching out to businesses, designated in your area, of course, working with your DCs together, inviting them to support the GoHere program, providing materials and information as needed. And the material and information that I just walked you through has been the simplified version that we've assessed and evaluated with our volunteers from the past. And really, making sure to compile and track that information as well. So adding any information that you think would be useful, sharing that, of course, with the digital health team through the Crohn's and Colitis email, the GoHere at Crohn's and Colitis email, and of course, your DCs as well. So how do we go about doing that? Step number one, we have gone ahead and created a script. And in that script, you will have two versions available, an email version as well as a phone option. And so that we will share with you. I do have a list of the folks that are attending today, but please feel free to email me at the GoHere at Crohn's and Colitis email asking for this script as well, in case I do miss you. So that's step number one. Step number two, in addition to adding, in addition to the script, there are documents that we can add as well. And so feel free to add the GoHere info sheet, the poster, the recent media articles. I find sometimes it grabs people's attentions. We had a news release just a few days ago from CTV News. And then we also have a letter of support. And that letter of support is an outline really of what the program is and what it consists of. And it's been supported and signed off by our CEO. The reason why I'm asking for folks to email us and request for the letter of support is just because we're going through the transition in leadership. So the CEO signatures may have to be updated depending on when you send out the letters. And then obviously in the script, we also are directing people to the registration link again. And again, this was really built around a virtual climate. The idea is that you may be emailing or calling people, but obviously these steps may change. You may want to walk in with these documents. You may want to, you may not need the email script as well. Okay, so that's step number two. And then here we have step number three, and that's the tracking of the businesses. So filling out that document that I shared with you from the virtual hub, definitely including the reasons why folks did not join, sending that on a monthly basis, preferably to the GoHere at crohnsandcolitis.ca email. And then we will be informed at that time how to track and re-engage with businesses moving forward by the documents shared, and again, sharing that with your DCs. In terms of being informed, so once you register, the business is registered onto the app and we receive the registration information online. One of the pieces also that is missing is informing them that their app is live. They will get a notification directly, but you may not get that notification. So that's why I'm going back to this tracking document being important, because at least it will be a way for our team to communicate with you, letting you know that yes, the business is available on the app now, and that we've mailed out the decals. Primarily, that communication is to be managed by the DCs, but who've said that they'll be providing those documentations and communicating with us that way. But the mailing of the decals is important. So when the business does register online, we automatically will prepare the decals and mail them out, as well as upload them onto the app. But that notification piece, letting you know that it's been done, that will be done through the document that you share with our team. And just so that you folks are aware, we do plan to make that process on virtually available as well, and that will be available on the GoHere resource hub, so that you can directly add those comments online rather than send it through these documents. Any questions about this piece? I know it could be a little bit confusing, but any questions?
I originally became interested in becoming an ambassador back when I lived in Toronto several years ago. And we suddenly decided to follow our grandchildren out to the Barrie area. So when we moved, I kind of dropped it by the wayside. But I do want to reserve the opportunity to get involved when I go back to my Barrie residence. Would it be worth my while to pursue, to go to probably, instead of doing this now, take the training and prepare for this later when I'm ready in the fall? Or
Actually, an excellent question, and you're not the only one who has asked this type of question as well. Definitely, in the fall, if you feel that you're ready to, hopefully at that time things are a little bit more stable, and reach out in the community that you're in.
Hi, Maria.
Right.
My name's Kelly. I'm the National Manager of Volunteer Engagement. And now that you bring up Barrie, I think there's a chapter in Barrie, so a group of volunteers. And I think in the fall, they were focusing on doing some GoHere outreach in Barrie. So when you are back in Barrie in the fall, if you can reach out to GoHere at crohnsandcolitis.ca so that they can connect you to other volunteers there. So so you know where they have or haven't already reached out, then you can work together. I think that would be excellent.
Amazing. That's perfect. And